Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about travel credit cards, all the things you need to know about travel credit cards and what they are and what's good about them. So what is a travel credit card? It's a special type of credit card that you use when you're abroad, and it helps you to avoid fees. If you use a standard credit card when you're abroad, you'll be charged lots of fees every time you buy something, every time you take cash out, every time you spend something online. There'll be these extra fees, as well as exchange rate fees too, which can really start to add up. Sometimes they're sort of 3%, and with everything that you buy, that is a lot of money. Travel credit cards, on the other hand, well, they don't charge most of those fees, which means that you can carry on abroad like you would usually at home. Where can I use a travel credit card? Well, when you're abroad, the travel credit card can be used anywhere you'd use your normal card. So in the shops or online or when you're taking cash out. However, keep watching because you might want to avoid taking cash out even with a travel credit card. And if you look at this rather nasty looking comparison table, it shows you the difference between standard credit cards and travel credit cards. I'll move myself out the way. You can see with the standard credit card, when you spend with it, there's a fee. There's a non-sterling transaction fee. And you've probably seen this. Every time you go abroad, you put in the card and it comes up. It's going to charge you £1 or £1.50. Or sometimes you come home and you see on your bank statement all these £1.50 fees. That's what that is. When you take cash out, you're actually going to get 3 fees from a standard credit card. You've got the non-sterling transaction fee, which is the same as when you're in a shop. You've got the non-sterling cash fee, which is just a fee for taking out cash. And you've got a cash withdrawal interest fee as well, which is like a percentage fee, which could be about 3%. So you've got all these fees. With the travel credit card, when you spend in the shops, there are 0 fees. Okay, so you just choose the local currency, you pay with your card, hokey dokey, it's like being at home. When you're taking cash out though, there is still a bit of a fee. So it's a bit of a misnomer to think that there's no fees when you take cash out. There is, and that's the cash withdrawal fee, which still may be about 3%. So you might still want to avoid taking cash out with your travel credit card. So there are, of course, pros and cons to the travel credit card. And what you want to remember is that it is still a credit card. You don't want to borrow money on it. What you want to do is just use it on holiday instead of your regular debit card so that you can avoid all these extra fees. Now, the good thing about that is that it means that you can save money, whereas you wouldn't before. However, it comes with a big warning. You must be able to repay your travel credit card debt, because it is debt, in full at the end of the month. Now, when you get your travel credit card, what you want to do is you want to set up a direct debit to your bank account. This is the golden rule of all credit cards. So that connects it from your bank account to the credit card, just like you would with your phone bill or your gym membership or your Netflix. And that way, every month, automatically, you pay off your debt, assuming you've got enough money in your bank account to pay it off. And that's another tip. Of course, don't spend what you can't afford. So we've got a few golden rules here for travel credit cards. Number 1 is to pay in your local currency. So when it gives you that option, do you want to pay in GB, pound sterling, USD, dollars, or do you want to pay in the local currency? Choose the local currency. That avoids fees. Number 2, avoid withdrawing cash. As I mentioned earlier, there's a bit of a myth that when you use a travel credit card and you go to the hole in the wall, and you take cash out, there's no fees. There are fewer fees, but there's still a fee. So try withdrawing cash where you can and always pay with card in the shops using the local currency. And number 3 is what I've already mentioned. Don't use a travel credit card to borrow cash. This is because it's got really expensive interest rates. So if you miss a payment or if you're late, they will charge you huge amounts of money. If you want to borrow money, there's other credit cards available for that, or personal loans. But for traveling, that is the sole purpose of a travel credit card. Gives you a little bit more protection when you're out there, when you're buying things. And of course, it reduces those extra fees. Now, what's the difference between a travel credit card and a prepaid travel card? Big difference. Travel credit card is a credit card. You are borrowing money, you are going into debt. A prepaid travel card is like your debit card. It's cash from your bank. You're not borrowing any money. Instead, what you're doing is you're preloading it with money from your bank account into this. And basically, people use it in case their card gets nicked. So when you're abroad, you've got a card, it's got like £500 on it. If someone steals it, you lose it, whatever happens, falls out your pocket in the sea, you know, okay, I lost £500, but no more. Now, with a travel credit card, you are borrowing money, right? You're going to pay interest on it if you're late and all of that jazz. With a prepaid travel card, there's none of that. You can't borrow money on a prepaid travel card. So I hope that clears that up. Are there benefits of the two? Well, yes, the prepaid travel card will still charge you all those fees I mentioned, just like a normal debit card. That isn't always the case. It depends on the travel card. Some do have partnerships and things, so sometimes you won't pay the fees, but some do. So you do need to check the T's and C's to see what's what. Now, the travel credit card, of course, you can spend on it. It gives you that little bit of extra protection and, you know, less of those fees, which I've mentioned before. Just be sure to always pay off your balance in full. Which travel card should I get? Should I get one that gives me air miles? Bit of a confusion here sometimes. Some travel cards do indeed give you some benefits such as air miles, but really the air miles card is what's called a rewards credit card, and we've got a separate video for that, for all the different types of rewards cards you can get. So if you're thinking a travel card is one that you might get air miles on, usually that's not the case, and you want to be looking at what's called a rewards credit card rather than a travel credit card. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to know more, like what are the best travel cards right now, please go to latestdeals.co.uk. We've got a big guide which answers way more questions, a table of comparisons so you can see all the different cards and what they're about. Plus we have guides on all the different types of cards available to you. We also, on our YouTube channel, Latest Deals, go through all the different types of credit cards. So please have a look. We've got a playlist called Credit Cards, and there you can see much more information. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more.